And welcome everyone to another year in downtown Butler. It's so nice to have you. I'm Tracy Morgan with the Butler Radio Network. Along with me this year is Tyler Friel. It's so nice to have you by my side. Hi, Tyler.
It's great to be here, Tracy. I'm so looking forward to it. We couldn't have asked for a better evening. My goodness, is it gorgeous out right now.
It is gorgeous, and I guess that's up to opinion, because last year, if you remember, we had these huge white snowflakes that were fantastic, and they came at the perfect time. But I will agree, it's not nearly as cold, and it is a perfect night.
No, and the crowd is fantastic. I mean, up and down Main Street, we've got thousands of people in downtown Butler tonight, and so you couldn't ask for a better way to kick off the holiday season than this. It's the Spirit of Christmas Parade.
It is a Spirit of Christmas Parade, and it's so much fun to see all the floats come through. And I know that they decorate in various ways, but we always kind of have a theme, because we have a committee that really decides what's the theme going to be. It's not just us making this up, even though Butler Radio, as well as Peoples, have put this parade on now for a number of years. But they come up with different designs or different themes for the floats. So it'll be interesting to see this year.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was taking a look, previewing all these floats that were entered and all the groups that are participating. It's a fun time every year. And, I'm just so much looking forward to seeing the creativity, seeing just how people really embrace working together as a community, working together with their friends and family, co-workers, and everybody to put together an awesome float and all the routines and performances. It's really, really special.
I remember coming to this parade as a kid, and I would always wonder how many units or how many people, how many bands are actually in it. I can tell you at least this year, over 60 different units are going to be in it, whether they are marching, whether they're walking. But the one thing that I love about the parade, as we've been taking this over for the past couple of years, is it's at night, yes.
Oh, yes.
And you get a couple of days after Thanksgiving to kind of rest up a little bit, and then everything is lit up. So that's always a nice magical part of this parade.
Oh, no doubt about it. And kudos to a lot of the volunteer groups, too, that have done all the work with the snowflakes downtown. I mean, these things are lit up. It is absolutely gorgeous. Our friends at Armstrong, of course, where you are watching this right now, they actually use one of the trucks to help set these up. So it's a whole community involved participation in getting all this ready, because it really does set the scene.
Oh, it does really set the scene. And it is the 2022 Spirit of Christmas Parade. It is presented by Butler Radio Network and Peoples, an essential utilities company. And Peoples actually is the largest natural gas distribution company in Pennsylvania, providing reliable, low-cost natural gas service to approximately 700,000 customers in Western Pennsylvania, Western Virginia, Kentucky. But they're more than just an energy company. They're also a committed community partner supporting innovation, infrastructure, the environment, and the people who live and work right in this region. Part of that community support is their partnership in tonight's parade. And setting the pace for the parade will be the employees of Peoples Gas, and they'll be carrying the banner as they start this particular parade. And we want to thank Peoples, not only Peoples, but also McDonald's and Shaner Automotive and the law office of Dylan McCandless, King, Coulter, and Graham, and J. Lansing Hills Esquire. Also, thank you very much to Westminster Church, the CB Rangers, the City Police, Mayor Bob Dandoy, the Butler City Fire Department, Fred Vero Photography, Armstrong as well for their television coverage. And it is so fantastic to be able to start off this parade. And again, as I just mentioned, setting the pace for this parade are Peoples carrying their banner, and we do appreciate them starting off this parade. And, of course, the sheriff right in front of us as well, the sheriff's department.
Yeah, absolutely. Butler County Sheriff Mike Sloop and his gang that do a terrific job, obviously, being great members of the community, and it's always good to see the flashing lights indicating, Tracy, that we are indeed underway now. The parade is off and running.
That's what everyone starts to look for, isn't it? They kind of creep out into the main street a little bit just to see if it started, and they look for the police lights. So it is so nice to be able to see that the parade is underway for another year, and we welcome you to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, we thank you for watching on Armstrong, and with that, we've got our first entry, and that is the CB Rangers, and boy, these people have been terrific. They've been serving Butler County since 1962, assisted by a group of dedicated volunteers. They offer a wide range of services, including parking, crowd, and traffic control, emergency service assistance. They also have, for so many years, the CB Rangers are working traffic control once again for tonight's parade and festivities.
Young men that will be coming into your frame in just just a moment. They are carrying one of our Butler Radio Network banners. And the reason you see so many of these banners is because Butler Radio is one of the sponsors, or we are the reason that the parade is continued with WISR 680 AM and 107.5 FM. You have WBUT, and it is 97.3 FM.
That is correct.
And of course you have I want to also mention the Rock Station 97.7. I don't want to forget them, because right behind there we have our van, Tyler.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So there's Jay Klein, my colleague on the Rock Station 97.7, and his daughter. We've also got Stilts, which is done by Dragonfly Balloons. They did all the animal balloons for us earlier today in the People's Parking Lot. So thank you to them for all their efforts. And absolutely, yeah, the Butler Radio Network. We've been doing this for like you said, the last handful of years, and they've been absolutely, it's been for us an absolutely great undertaking.
City of Butler Police, of course, following behind the big balloon. I love the balloon that.
Yeah, I love that.
Right behind. That is fantastic. So a fantastic parade as we go through with the 2022 Spirit of Christmas Parade. And we thank all of you for watching. And not only do folks right in this region watch, I have friends, Gary Budd, his wife Rose, they watch a lot, and they're not in Butler. They're not necessarily in the Butler area, but they watch Armstrong.
That's fantastic.
And they say they watch us every year, and they're like, oh, there you guys are again.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for watching, no matter where you are.
Not only is this going to be on the Armstrong Neighborhood channel, but make sure you check out their YouTube page. You can watch this on demand anytime, but they also have plenty of other original programming that is very, very exciting. And Tracy, if I'm not mistaken, is this a special guest early in the evening?
I love her ride. Don't you love her ride?
This
I'm loving
is fantastic.
the ride. Mrs. Claus is actually, in a sense, kicking off our parade after all those special guests that we've already told you about. But there she is, decked out in her lovely outfit and those wonderful horses. And she is being presented by the law office of J. Lansing Hills Esquire. Mrs. Claus riding in a horse-drawn carriage provided by Misty Lane Farms Performance Horses. Now these teams are being driven, or this one team is driven by Mindy Stoops.
And up next is the Butler County Tourism and Convention Bureau markets and promotes Butler County as an attractive destination. Tonight they have their 1967 Kaiser Jeep filled with first responder gear to represent the 2024 Can-Am Police Fire Games that will be hosted here in Butler County. It's a huge event that they have coming up, and for more information on that, you can find it at visitbutlercounty.com. We also have our two Butler County commissioners here. That is Leslie Oshie and Kim Geyer, as they are bringing up the tourism sign behind the Butler County Tourism and Convention Bureau Jeep, which is always a good sight to see.
Two of the three. Yes. So we are missing one, but hopefully we get to see him real soon.
And the Can-Am Games, going back to the Sheriff's Office, Sheriff Mike Sloop has really put together an effort to bring this. If you haven't learned, what it is basically first responders EMS from Canada taking on first responders EMS from America, and it's like an Olympic-style event. It's going to be all up and down the county, so we're talking locally, up in the Slippery Rock area. It's everywhere, so make sure you check that out.
And up next in our parade this year is the Butler Transit Authority, and I believe, isn't that Mayor Bob Dandoy
yes,
down there?
I
do
is.
believe. So a familiar sight around town this time of year, the Butler Transit Authority's American-made classic red trolley bus. It's decked out in its Santa costume. The costume is made from more than 17 yards of fabric, 12 yards of Velcro, and piles of stuffing. Traveling with the bus tonight are members of the Transit Authority Board, as well as some of our local elected officials. As we just mentioned, Mayor Dandoy is walking right alongside that bus. The authority serves the city of Butler, Butler Township, and parts of Center and Summit Townships. It also operates commuter service between Butler and Pittsburgh.
And up next, playing a little holiday music, is local State Farm agent Mark Regas Jr. depicting their family Christmas vacation. I like it. Mark Regas has been serving Butler County since 2016, doing business the way you want, online, over the phone, or in person. You can call them on your home, auto, and life insurance needs. I love Christmas vacation. How could you not?
And I love the music too. I love it. Right after is the Butler Lions Club, and they are presenting our next, if you want to call it, float. They're of course walking with the horse and the dogs, and I love it.
And actually trailing right behind is the float themselves. This is a big duo.
Yes, this is a big duo. So it's the Lions Club, and they've been serving the community since 1923. They have many fundraisers throughout the year to support the blind and visually impaired. part of our community. And right now, they do have their Christmas tree sale. It is going on at Trinity Lutheran Church.
Yeah, make sure you do that. The Lions Club has been doing that for years. And actually, coming up the rear of the Lions Club parade float is the Lion.
Is the Lion.
There it is.
There we go. Taking a little breather there.
I like
take a little break.
No, the Christmas tree sale of the Lions Club, that has been around for years and years and years.
Yes.
So, hey, it's that time of year. Live Christmas tree. Make sure you check it out.
And it is always a great option if you're wondering where you go or if you just want to make a quick stop, because they make it very easy.
Yep.
And they make it very simple for you as you do go throughout this season.
Oh, here we come. Our next one is our first performance of the night, and this is the Butler County Center for the Performing Arts Dancers. They're performing tonight under the direction of Jenna Molzan Higby. That Molzan name may sound familiar to longtime viewers of the parade broadcast here. The Butler Center for the Performing Arts offers classes in dance, voice, and acting to students ages 2 through 18 and older. BCPA prides himself on providing the highest quality of arts education to foster creativity, self-expression, confidence, and perseverance in an encouraging yet disciplined environment. As we take a look here at some of the performance going on right now.
They do just such a wonderful job. I love their outfits, of course, and then I love, where do you get those necklaces with the light up bulbs? I always love those.
I have plenty of them at home.
Do you have
yes,
those?
Actually,
You
yeah.
should have worn them
and
tonight.
I tell you what, if I had to throw my leg up that high, I wouldn't be here at the broadcast table. The athletic ability of these youngsters is very, very good, and they're all in sync. And wow, this is really, really nice.
It is fabulous to see them in the parade this year. Following is the Hill United Presbyterian Church, our next float. It depicts the magic of Narnia with characters from the classic children's book, Chronicles of Narnia by C.S. Lewis. It's presented by Hill United Presbyterian Church.
I read most of the Chronicles of Narnia, C.S. Lewis book, and the magic of Narnia. Of course, these were movies as well, and as you can see, there are some of the characters on the float right now. Boy, Tracy, this one's really well done. We got lit Christmas trees and a bunch of youngsters there, so kudos to the Hill United Presbyterian Church.
And speaking of kudos, Tyler, I have to first off say this float is being pulled by a Jeep.
Hey.
Both of us being Jeepers.
And
so
actually, there's our third county commissioner. There he is.
There he is, the county commissioner. He's inside the Jeep, of course, right?
Kevin Boozle behind the wheel for Miss Butler County. The Miss Butler County Scholastic Organization's mission is to empower young women, prepare them for the world, and the world for them. An interesting piece of information they shared about their float is that the trailer is actually one of the original people movers used when Disneyland first opened.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love that. Look about the dog mover right there, and you'll understand that by looking at our next walking entry, if you will. You see the dog being pulled in his little cart. The Butler Dog Training Association, they are up next, and they are a nonprofit organization that has been serving the Butler community for over 40 years. Their main goals are training, education, and community outreach, and they have one of the largest therapy dog programs in Western Pennsylvania. They're represented tonight by a number of their members, two-legged and four-legged, both, all decked out for the holiday.
And may I say, they're well-trained.
They are well-trained.
They're doing a very good job out there right now. Our next one coming up is the Bagler Buick GMC Mazda. They are on Route 8 in Butler, and just as a heads up, 2022 marks the 27th year that employees of Bagler Buick GMC Mazda have been donating food to area food banks. What started as a friendly competition between dealership departments has evolved into a dealership-wide competition with donations from employees, customers, and local businesses. Over the years, more than 478,000 pounds of food have been donated to the local banks. Kudos for them, and that's a really nice GMC moving right along as well.
And as we continue, we see another fabulous dance group that we have seen year after year after year. It's the Chaleur School of Dance. They have provided 38 years of excellence in dance education to all ages, preschool through adult. Their program is a pathway of dance development for the recreational, pre-competitive, and competitive student. Owner Lori Portman Lewis and her staff are committed to quality dance education. Tonight, the Chaleur dancers present a festive sensation with a rockette-style reindeer, Raggedy Anns, also candy canes, and of course you have the pom-pom dancers as well.
Look at this performance right now. My sister was actually a Chaleur dancer.
Was she really?
Yes, she was, yeah.
And of course, we are very well versed with Kayla Molzan.
Yeah.
She was also connected to the Chaleur Dance School as well. Fantastic.
All, tell you what, they're all decked out in very, very colorful uniforms. Or I guess uniforms is probably the wrong term.
But they have their wonderful clothing on, which is all just red, white, and then of course you have the green leading up.
Get them all, get them all. Well, Tracy, that performance is just, it caught my eye. This is very, very nicely done by the gang here at Chaleur.
And welcome, of course, to the 2022 Spirit of Christmas Parade. The theme is a magical Christmas, and that is what we're working with this year, and it's a fantastic theme to go with, and thank you to Peoples, an essential utilities company, for helping us to put this on.
Well, I'll tell you what, right behind the performance of the Chaleur dancers, you heard it honk, that is the West Sunbury American Legion Riders. They are with owner-operator Ryan Mong from Night Train Trucking. They're here to support our local veterans in need. They also help support the American Legion Riders alongside American Legions to help active and currently serving military men and women. They always do a great job, the American Legion in West Sunbury. And of course, that's a big truck.
That is a big truck. That is a big truck. And following behind yet another Jeep, but we want to focus in on the newly formed Girl Scout Troop 16846. And of course, you can see their number on the back of that Jeep on each side. And they're here tonight dressed as angels, and they are eager to work together to help our community.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being in the parade this year, especially as a newly formed group. Fabulous, fabulous.
I like that's well-lit float, Tracy.
Yes,
very well-lit
I
float.
love it.
The Oakland Township Oneida Valley VFC is next. It's the emergency vehicles of their fire company. The department was established back in 1954 and has 60 members who serve Oakland Township under Chief Gary Wolf. They have a total of 6 vehicles in their service, an engine, a rescue vehicle, a brush truck, 2 tankers, and a UTV. And we'll be putting a new engine into service in 2023. Oneida Valley does absolutely great work. I mean, and a shout out to all of them. We'll see a number of the volunteer fire companies throughout the evening here in the parade. But boy, big shout out to them, and they do a fantastic job. And it's always a fun light show to see too, Tracy.
Yes, that's true. That is true. I always have respect, great respect for the firefighters in whatever department. Oneida Valley, of course, on your screen now. And I don't know, Tyler, if you've ever had the opportunity to put on the gear that they carry around.
I never have.
I had one opportunity, not an emergency, of course, but they just offered to see if I'd like to put it on, and I did. Just a fraction of what they put on, and it was so heavy that it gave you a different perspective of what they have to wear whenever they go into emergencies. No matter if it's a fire, if it's snowing, if it's hot, that is a lot of gear. So great respect to our firefighters.
And again, it's in the name. It's volunteer. I mean,
True.
Nobody here gets paid in their effort. They're doing this for the betterment of their communities, for the betterment of really the people that they live around and beside. And so they're truly the heroes, and we appreciate their efforts. And the fleet of vehicles they have.
It's impressive.
Well, we're seeing generations. We're seeing new tankers. We've got an EMS in front of us right now, and we got some throwback tankers as well that are here. Tell you what, this is an impressive haul from the Oakland Township Oneida Valley Road, Oneida Valley DFC.
Yeah, it is fantastic that they're all here. And also, again, kudos to all of the volunteer firefighters, because these all look spick and span, right?
Yes.
They have put some time into these trucks. They have put time into their effort to make sure that they are top-notch tonight.
They are. Spick and span is a very good word. I mean, it takes an effort. I actually cleaned a fire truck one time.
Did you?
Yeah, it was part of a service project I did at Butler County Community College.
Interesting.
So I was out in Unionville, and I had to wash the fire truck.
I respect you for doing that.
And
I would rather try on the clothing.
That was much more fun. That was much more fun.
I have to say, I would pick that one, but I do respect you for doing that.
Now, see, this one says Crescent Township VFD, which I know is a part of the Oneida Valley effort here. So I'd be curious to know what the history of this one is. I unfortunately don't have it in front of me, but there's always a fascinating backstory to a lot of these engines and things like that. And they take great pride in it. I think it's a very well-kept piece of machinery.
It is absolutely. And as we keep saying, there have been many, many partners to be with us in this parade, in the 2022 Spirit of Christmas Parade, with a magical Christmas. And in the front of the Carn City Marching Band, you will see the law office of Dylan McCandless, King, Coulter, and Graham. Now this, of course, would be our first marching band for the parade tonight, and of course they're making their way to us, but to present the band, if you will, the law office of Dylan McCandless, King, Coulter, and Graham. Now this is actually a combination of 2 local high schools. I love that they do this. I can't give them enough credit that they do this. What they do is the Karn City Gremlins, under the direction of Amanda Walters, and the Montauk Warriors, directed by William Weltman, they come together for this particular parade, and they have an opportunity to get a sense of a really, really large band. They're very nice sized schools, but as we all know, in Butler County, there are different sizes of schools in the area. So this is an opportunity for them to march together, and they've always done a fantastic job.
Yeah, it takes a lot of coordination to get this effort down correctly. And Karn City and Montauk, 2 big rivals in most athletics. They are putting down their mutual animosity at a time to get together in the spirit. That's what the holidays are all about, Tracy. Getting together and being able to have a good time. Karn City and Montauk performing together, no doubt that is the epitome of being, in good Christmas spirit.
And isn't that Butler County?
Absolutely.
When we need to lay down our fun competition, we do. But you know what? They're coming up right in your screen as, of course, we see the front end of this band. Tonight they're performing Hard Rockin' Holiday and Jingle Bells. So we'll take a moment and let you listen to the Karn City Marching Band with a combination between Karn City and Montauk.
There you go. How about that?
All right.
And I would be remiss, Tracy, to not take this time and give a shout out to my cousin Rachel, who's on drums right now.
Oh, Rachel!
Karn City Gremlins, so good effort down there. Somehow there was at least one frill that got musical talent. We're not quite sure how it happened.
The other works with music, that would be you. She plays music, so that is always a benefit. Fantastic. So again, thank you so much. It's been a great parade thus far. We have plenty of floats to go. And
our next float right now, making its way up Main Street, is a classic holiday staple in many homes at the holidays. It will be a gingerbread house. This is presented by Community Care Connections. Community Care Connections, and you can see the sign right there, Camp Apple is the program. It is an inclusive program for all children ages 5 through 18. Focuses on friendship development. The group is excited to be working together on their first ever Christmas parade float, and you can see it walking up right now. And so, how about the effort that goes into this?
Yes, and after the walking crew there, you'll see the gingerbread house that is coming up being pulled by the truck here that is a part of the Community Care Connections team.
Have you made a gingerbread house before?
I did, from scratch, as a matter of fact.
Really? From scratch?
I have. It was when I had time in my life, and no longer that happens. But yes, but I did. I made it. The sides did not match, but they stuck together. And since then, actually, my family will decorate a gingerbread house every single year.
Well, with all due respect, that one may be a little bit better because the sides do match on that one.
I'm not going to argue that point. Up next are the members of North Street Christian Church, a non-denominational Bible church that focuses on verse-by-verse exposition of God's Word and living holy lives. They love God and they love people and believe Scripture has all the authority of God Himself. They invite you to join them on Sunday mornings at 10 a.m. Again, that is North Street Christian Church.
So, Tracy, every year we encourage businesses and nonprofits to enter the parade, but a few years ago we created an open category so that anyone could participate, even if they weren't a part of an organization or business. This year we have a couple of those entries in the open category. The first one we're seeing now is by the Confer family and their friends. They're just a local Shakora family who wanted to be a part of the magic that happens along our parade route each year. So here they are with their Ice Castle themed float. And look at the kids right now waving out of the Ice Castle. So we're so happy to have them here. That's an awesome, again, just a family getting together and say, hey, let's do a float. That's fantastic.
I love it. Our next float is a Christmas castle, speaking of castles, right? And what would you want to find in a castle? Of course, a princess.
Oh, yes.
The float is presented by Butler County Fair and Farm Show princesses who work throughout the year to promote local 4-H programs. And that's a big thing that people need to understand. They don't just get a crown and then just appreciate that the entire year. They're out working. And so they do promote local 4-H programs. They promote the Big Butler Fair, of course, and the Butler Farm Show. So the Big Butler Fair queen is Brielle Carnes. The fair princess is Marin McIntyre. You have the Butler Fair ambassador, Jessica Ranko, Little Miss 4-H, Alyssa Simmons, and Little Miss Farm Show, Abigail Witchy.
And coming up next is the Butler Inline Hockey Players. Butler Inline Hockey, nonprofit youth sports program for players in grades 2 through 12. For more information about their group or to check out their website, butlerinlinehockey.com. It is hockey season right now, Tracy. It feels like hockey weather out here. They got the jerseys on. They're out handing candy. They're not rolling around. You know,
Right.
Unfortunately, no rolling in the parade tonight. But kudos
rules.
to them.
We got to follow rules. No rolling in the parade. I think a fire truck is coming up next.
What gives you
I'm
that
not sure
indication?
how you can, yes. Right, but up next, a fire truck from the personal collection of Allison Park resident Mark Kozak. So this is a 1987 Ford C8000 fire engine, and it was built by the Boardman Company out of Oklahoma. Now, this was in service with the Louisville, Ohio Fire Department and now resides in a private collection for use in parades, car shows, and they also go to charity events as well.
Up next right now is the Sons and Daughters of Italy. They are a local social club, actually right here on Main Street, where this parade float will end up is where they are. They are taking new members right now and offer hall rentals and catering by Bellissimo by Char. I thought maybe we would get a cannoli that could come up our way, but I don't see any. I'll settle for lasagna, but this is straight from the motherland, and it's very appropriate. We've got the Italian Club float right in front of Natili's restaurant as well. So it's a full Italian affair happening here.
I don't know if there's a way to throw a cannoli from a parade. Wouldn't that be something
I'd be interested.
Huh?
Yeah, hot sauce, Italian sausage sandwich. I would take anything. But
Right?
they've got fantastic food, great social club, and a
But look at
fantastic
this.
Oh, there it is.
They're giving out some food along the way.
And
so.
let me tell you, that bag looks really greasy and delicious.
I
Like
know,
whatever is
right?
in there, it
Right?
looks fantastic.
Right, I love it. Well, you know what? Up next in our lineup is a pair of local nonprofit organizations that offer a variety of services to Butler County residents. The Center for Community Resources helps connect individuals to services and information for mental health, intellectual disabilities, substance abuse, and other needs. The Alliance for Nonprofit Resources, they provide professional services for businesses in need, including HR, IT support, and executive management and coaching. And their float is depicting a scene from Polar Express.
Well, up next, we see the GFWC Junior Women's Club. The club is made up of women ages 21 to 50 with diverse backgrounds and interests. Their focus is on community improvement by enhancing the lives of others through volunteer service. The General Federation of Women's Clubs is the largest non-denominational, nonpartisan organization of volunteer women in the world and provide women of all backgrounds an opportunity to take an active role in the community, state, and world events.
And right behind them is the, of course, butt-kicking country banner, 1050 AM and 97.3 FM, home of NASCAR racing, Butler football, Bob Cup, basketball, and of course the best in music. And I'll just go ahead and continue because the Tim Held family is right behind. And they are another entry in our open category tonight, as Tyler was just mentioning a moment ago. The Tim Held family, the Helds are a local family from Evans City, again, who wanted to express the fun and excitement of being a part of tonight's parade, and they got the leg lamp.
And right behind them is Hoffer's Video Productions. Let them tell you, or tell your story, from promotional and training videos for businesses to live streaming your child's sporting event. They do it all. They specialize in aerial and ground productions, capturing stunning drone views to create videos for private and commercial use. They can also convert your old home videos to digital. That's what we did. They did reel to reel. It's fantastic. You can see their float. They actually have the projector going out right now. So
They do.
Hoffer's Video Productions.
And typically our next entry would be flipping around and cheering quite a bit. It's the Montauk Competitive Spirit and Full Out TC Cheer. And this is the 6th year of them being in this particular connection with each other. This is the 6-year program of Montauk High School. In 6 years, they have won 5 D9 championships, been in a national, and they have been national finalists, and placed 3rd at states. And following them is Full Out TC Cheer from Boyers. Their teams include the Beauty Queens, the Spice Girls, and the Glam Squad. The girls work out year-round to perfect their skills, so you can check them out on Facebook for more information.
And then coming up next is Clear Choice Enterprises, representing the magic of Christmas, with Frosty the Snowman coming to life. And look at Frosty. He'll be coming into the screen here in just a moment, but this is a extraordinary float. Holy cow, this is a high-level production value, what we got going on here. Clear Choice Enterprises is a locally owned real estate company proudly serving Western PA and specializing in residential, commercial, and property management. When you need real estate help, call them, and they'll be there.
And what I love about this is they wanted snow, they got snow.
Exactly.
They're pumping out snow from the top, and so we may not have snow this year, but they do. It's Clear Choice Enterprises, and that is fantastic.
Frosty's an all-time classic.
Oh, I know. And it has to be the old Frosty.
Yes.
You know, I mean, it has to be the classic Frosty. So now we have Representative Marcy Mostello, another familiar face to Butler County, State Representative Marcy Mostello. She is walking alongside in an antique pickup truck, I do believe. That is an antique pickup truck. Oh, look, and there we have some other representatives as well.
And Senator Scott Hutchinson there, trailing behind the vintage truck.
And Representative Mostello's office, at least, is located in Butler Township, and she is available to help with any problems related to state government. You can call her office for help with PennDOT, tax refunds, unclaimed property, and more, and she's in quite often to talk with us at the station and help us out.
Absolutely, and they're really got a lot of candy flying here, so I'm sure helping the constituents out, And behind State Representative Marcy Mostello and Senator Scott Hutchinson is the competitive dance team from Optimum Dance Complex. They're located in the Clearview Mall and offer both competitive and recreational dance classes for all ages. And you can see them here in the powder blue t-shirts, working their way, and the dance routine is kicked off. Sounds like a little Jingle Bell Rock, Tracy.
It does sound like a little Jingle Bell Rock.
Do you prefer Jingle Bells or Jingle Bell Rock?
You know what? If it's a holiday classic, I'm all in.
That's what I want to hear.
It's fantastic. It's always good, no matter what it is. Again, thank you so much to Peoples and Essential Utilities Company, McDonald's Restaurant, Shaner Automotive, the Law Office of Dylan McCandless, King, Coulter, and Graham, and J. Lansing Hills Esquire. Another special thank you to Westminster Church, the CB Rangers, the City Police, and Mayor Bob Dandoy, the City Fire Department, Fred Vera Photography, and Armstrong, of course, for their television coverage.
The Grapevine Center is up next. Our friends are traveling along, and they are reliving old-time favorite animated Christmas classics. The Grapevine Center promotes hope, empowerment, and the understanding that recovery is real and possible. The staff and friends of the Grapevine Center came together to make their float, which also includes a little snowman action on it as well.
As we were just talking about, vintage and traditional Christmas. It's fantastic.
That's the magic of Christmas, Tracy.
And here we go. Yet another fire department. It's Butler Township VFD. You can hear the horns.
And they're still startling me, by the way. I know they're coming, and they still startle me.
I don't know how you couldn't see them coming. They operate under the leadership of Chief Scott Frederick. They have 50 active members and 12 vehicles. I don't think we have all 12 here today, but 12 vehicles in service, including 3 ladder trucks and 3 tankers, and they did bring the 3 tankers with them tonight.
Absolutely, and again, another fire district, volunteers that help Butler Township, which obviously is a lot of people to take care of, and they do a ton of great work in addition to their efforts to help stop and take down fires, but also just being actively involved in the community. So much appreciated for their work.
We're so grateful that they're here. I want to give another special thanks to Westminster Church for a moment, because of course they bring hospitality to all the people participating in the parade. They allow us to use their parking lot to be able to set up, and their team of workers is led by Harry Glenn and Ross Morgan, who directs that staging area. And it's rather large when you have all those floats come in. It's not just a car that you're parking.
Yes.
Of course, you have a lot to it, so we do appreciate their help in this tonight.
And behind the Butler Township VFD is Congressman Mike Kelly. He represents the 16th Congressional District, which is now all of Butler County, driving along in a nice Chevy truck. I can see he's got the Santa hat on there and one of his vintage green sweaters, the great Irishman that is, again, the representative of Congress here in Butler County.
And up next are two horses from Rockdale Farm. Now, these are two registered Percheron draft horses, previously owned by Bonnie Shearbaum. They have been passed down to Vanessa Benetti and Shelley Zoel. Now, they are continuing their tradition of participating in local shows, and of course they come to parades, and they offer their services for weddings, sleigh rides, hay rides, wagon rides, and special events as well.
And here comes the Woodman Life Express. Get on your way. It's our friends at Woodman Life, and they've got what I would say, Tracy, is a hay wagon that they have decorated for the magic of Christmas.
Yes,
You've got the Christmas lights on it. And at Woodman Life, they've been helping to protect the financial futures of families like yours, making a difference in hometowns across America, honoring our country since 1890 and standing strong for generations. And Woodman Life has partnered with us as well for our annual band jam, which is every summer up at Slippery Rocks Cooper Lake Campground. So they're a great community partner, and we always appreciate their support.
Now, we understand that we told you at the beginning of the parade that Peoples, an essential utilities company, some members were going to be starting off the parade, and they were, right?
Yep.
They were there, but you wonder where the rest of the staff were.
I tell you what, and I always look forward to this one every year because the Peoples folks, my goodness, do they put the time and effort into this. And we had Frosty earlier. We got Frosty again. Look at this float.
Now, when we're talking vintage Frosty, this is what you'll see, of course, when you watch Frosty, the original, and it is from People. So our next entry is from our parade's presenting sponsor, People, an essential utilities company. People, People, of course, the company has been providing safe, reliable gas, service, and more to their customers in Western PA for over 135 years. Their employees are proud to be a part of this great community and wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And the Butler Radio Network, of course, very proud to have Peoples as our presenting sponsor. And of course, we thank them for being a part of this and their support of this Butler tradition.
Yeah, and we get to broadcast on their front lawn, one of the rare lawns of Main Street in downtown Butler. And we've got, you can tell they're in the snowman spirit. They've got a snowman behind us here in the broadcast booth, and they've got an entire family of Peoples that are walking up and down. I see kids in strollers, I see some other youngsters, and I see just a great group of people enjoying the magic of Christmas. So once again, we really do appreciate the support of Peoples. They help make this possible. Without them, we couldn't do it. So thanks to them. I see Freddie the Flame is also walking down there, their mascot. He's got the snow hat on, handing out candy to the kids, so good to see as well.
And I just want to point out that at the tail end of all of Peoples, we just want to make sure that we mention that Catholic Charities is right behind them with their banner. Catholic Charities provides services to individuals struggling with homelessness, needing resources for pregnancy and parenting, rapid rehousing, permanent supportive housing, and resources for many and from many other institutions. And Schwartzlander's vintage snowmobiles, of course, right by you. See Scooby on the snowmobile.
There
I love
it is. They're located in Karn City and offer snowmobile and marine parts, repairs, and restoration. They collect and preserve vintage snowmobiles and organize shows, gatherings, and rides. And right behind them, Tracy, is the Butler hip hop and rap community. The group wants to bring the less talked about music community in Butler to the forefront with a goal to give back to the greater Butler community. Qualities, they say, that are needed like determination, ambition, dedication, wisdom. They were started in the honor of the late Mac Miller, of course, from the Pittsburgh area, and Nipsey Hussle. Mac wanted to save the kids. Nipsey wanted to save the community, so kudos to them.
Tyler, all I have to say is this is not the parade you're looking for. So, okay, if you know the movies, you get the comment. This is the Butler Area Toy Show, and they are all decked out in Star Wars. So here comes a float for the adults who are, well, adults and kids, right? Do you have a toy that you need for Christmas that's on your list? Well, there's something for everyone with the Butler Area Toy Show. And actually, you can take a trip to the past at the toy show, returning January 21st, Butler Vagabond Center. It brings together vendors from far and wide that deal with nostalgic toys, collectibles, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and may the force be with you.
And in keeping with our magical theme tonight, Trinity Presbyterian Church is sharing the message of the magic of Christmas is founded on God's gift to the world in Jesus. And you can see what looks to be the nativity scene being replicated there. Trinity Presbyterian Church is a growing community that comes together to worship God and support one another and anyone in need of God's grace. They pour on God's grace the same as they were given it.
And here come the Butler County 4-H Alpaca Pack.
I love this. This is my favorite.
The Alpaca Pack is open to all youth, 8 to 18. Some of their own alpacas and other burrow animals from Asgard Acres Alpaca Farm. Actually, they're borrowed animals from there to learn and work with them. And the club meets monthly to learn and teach others about alpacas. Alpacas are very trainable, as a matter of fact, and they're actually very kid-friendly.
Again,
so
we see it all on display. They're so cool. I mean, they're like the fluffiest of all animals. I'm a big alpaca fan.
I know, I love it. Up next is a float by the Military Star Organization, who are remembering all those deployed, who are far apart, but close at heart, of course. Miss Military Star is a service-based organization that raises money for military organizations across the country. Their queens use their year of reign to volunteer with veterans and service members, along with doing charity work for military organizations.
And behind them, we can see the WISR banner, WISR 680 AM, 107.5 FM, broadcasting all of your local news, sports, weather. You can wake up every morning with the great Dave Malarkey, who's been waking up with Butler residents for the last 40 years. And next, we will go to the Nomad Indoor Drum Line, which is a program of the General Vagabond Center. The ensemble performs at local and national competitions and was awarded 11th place at the WGI World Championships in 2022. Nomad members are between the ages of 14 and 22, and they're banging away right now on percussion. And coming up next behind them is a float depicting the Christmas Eve of 1776 with George Washington crossing the Delaware River, changing the world forever. The float is the work of the Butler PA Patriots, a local volunteer organization dedicated to preserving traditional conservative American values that observe the Constitution and reestablishes the Founding Fathers' framework that America is one nation under God. And you can see the commander right there, the great General George Washington, leading the folks across the Delaware, or at least across Main Street for the time being tonight.
Or down it. He doesn't even have to go across.
He actually doesn't have to go across. That's right. He's just going down
Main
Main Street. That's right.
That's fantastic. And that's a great float. I really appreciate
absolutely.
that.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
That float that has been put together. So, you know what, after Washington goes, right, we have the Butler County Dairy Promotion Board. Brooklyn Peters, the Butler County Dairy Princess, has reigned on her, in her position, and she has actually dealt with her dairy cows to be Santa's special assistant. And milk, cheese, yogurt, they all fill up her sleigh because 3 servings of dairy a day is the healthiest way. Don't forget about that. Remember, this is a magical Christmas Eve night. So to leave out real milk to help Santa get the 13 essential nutrients for his long flight is always a very, very good idea. So you can spend the holidays with your loved ones spreading cheer. Remember to have a dairy Merry Christmas and a happy Moo Year.
Oh, very nice, Tracy.
Thank you.
Very
thank
nice.
You. Yes.
And we can see some youngsters right here, some ball players. Yeah, maybe the middle of November, but we've got baseball in our minds as our next float is Butler Baseball. Butler Youth Baseball is the leading baseball organization in the Butler area. They teach life lessons that build stronger individuals and communities. Through their division of Little League Baseball, they provide an opportunity for kids 4 through 16 to have a positive baseball experience. To learn more about the Butler Youth Baseball program, you can visit them online at butleryouthbaseball.com. And it's a good thing they're out here throwing the candy, Tracy. They got arms on them. These
That's
are
true.
baseball players. If you're deep in the crowd here right now, you're at least getting a nice throw because these youngsters are really letting it fly right now.
Go long, Tyler, go long. Lick Hill Community Fire Department is up next. They operate under the leadership of President and Captain Pete Gall and also Chief Brian Powell. They have 20 active members and 3 trucks in service, including the rescue engine and the tanker. Of course, they brought the tanker with us, or with them here tonight. and they are currently looking for volunteers anywhere. Make sure that you volunteer with your local fire department if you can. But yes, Lick Hill Volunteer Fire Department is looking for volunteers. You can always visit their website. It is lickhillvfd.com. Again, it's lickhillvfd.com for more information.
Coming up next is the Crossroads Treatment Centers. They are presenting our next float as it will work into the picture here. Crossroads Treatment Centers have 54 locations in PA, including their office in the Holly Point building. Here in Butler, they offer medication-assisted treatment for opioid use disorder, as well as mental health and PCP services. And as the Lick Hill Community Fire Department continues to work their way up Main Street, we'll see the Crossroads Treatment Center work their way. We got, again, I always enjoy seeing the little kids on the parade floats. They're having such a great time in the back.
They're cold. They're trying to,
That's
trying
two.
to wave. Yeah, I love that. I love that. I love it. I'm just very curious, Tyler, on Fred Vero's photography that he's going to get tonight. I know last year, of course, he had all the snowflakes. He does a fantastic job. So if you can check out his photos on his website and on his social media platforms, his pages, you're going to see some great shots of tonight's parade.
Yeah, Fred's been doing this for years for us. He does great work in the community, so we always appreciate his efforts in helping bring this parade to life, along with our friends at Armstrong, of course, which you're watching on right now.
Yeah, Armstrong, Peoples, McDonald's, all over. Thank you so much. And up next in the parade is the Student Council of Dassa McKinney. Of course, going back to Montauk. We saw their band already, so going back to Montauk. And of course, throughout the year, they do service projects and fundraisers and community events, and they help families in need as well.
And just as an FYI, so you know, you're talking to a former student council president here.
Oh, wow.
Yes, that's right, eighth grade president at Butler Catholic School. That's right.
8th grade, okay.
So I have a little Stu-Co experience. They do all the hard work. I was a big delegator. I said, you do this, you do this, you do this. So those are the people.
Is that
out
where
there.
you learned that?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, tell on, Tyler, tell on.
And yeah, of course, the Montauk School District, as you mentioned, we saw them participate with the band of Karn City earlier. And we'll keep on with the school theme as the First Baptist Christian School Eagle cheerleaders are here. They're made up of students from kindergarten through the 5th grade. They come from the local private Christian school of First Baptist. They love cheering on their school's basketball team and keeping their spirits high. I've been to a couple of those First Baptist basketball games. They're a lot of fun. I tell you what, a lot of fun energy in there, and the cheerleaders do a great job of rallying on the crowd.
You can't have a game without cheerleaders.
No, I tell you what, it
can't.
doesn't make sense.
Basketball, football, it's all
Absolutely. You need to have somebody there
necessary.
to cheer on the team, you know? That. I guess that's inherently in the team.
It's in the name.
Yeah, they
It's
have to
in the
lead
name.
the team in cheers.
We appreciate them coming to the parade as well. And up next is Mandy's Dance Studio. They are our next entry. Mandy's offers a variety of recreational and competitive classes for all ages. You can be all the way from toddler to adult with this. So they focus on family values, dedication, and top-notch dance education, including tap, ballet, jazz, hip-hop. It's all included in that. And they take pride in being a staple in the Butler dance community.
And you can see a little bit of that happening right now. A little ballet out there, a little jazz, a little hip-hop. You got kind of just a bunch of grooving along here.
And I love the fact that they go from toddler to adult. You can see the different ages here tonight. So if you want to get started and you're already maybe in your career, you can do that. If you want to get started as a young person, that's fantastic as well.
Well, and you know, too, the kids love looking up to the older kids whenever they're doing dance or whatever it may be. And you can tell right now all these, all the kids are looking up to the older girls and going, okay, are we doing this right? Is everything going the right way?
I got it.
And I like the light up Santa hats, too.
Yes, those are fabulous.
A little lighted action. I like that a lot. And behind them is, I think, one of the more growing popular stores in Butler. Everyone uses them. It's a first-time entry in the spirit of Christmas Parade. It is Mac Discount, a local online bidding platform where users place bids on a variety of items, and no doubt a variety. At the end of the day, the highest bidder wins. They have multiple locations in the Pittsburgh and surrounding areas, including a location at the Greater Butler Mart. And you can get some really cool steals.
Yeah, you can. And a lot of times people will say M@C because of that @ sign in there. So up next, our friends from the Care Center. They provide mental health and drug and alcohol outpatient services and also offer group home and long-term residential programs for people with serious mental illnesses. So we appreciate the Care Center being in our parade this year as well.
Now, some, Tracy, would call this next float the oldest sport in North America. Can Can you guess what it is?
I'm saying lacrosse because
Tracy,
I can see them.
how do you know? No, I'll tell you what, I've had an opportunity to watch lacrosse now really for the better part of the last decade. I love the sport. I mean, and what we have here is the Butler Youth Lacrosse Program. They've designed a holiday-themed lacrosse float. Behind the back is Tuffy Tornado.
I know.
I see him standing
I was
right
going to
there.
say my favorite part of this whole entire float, not only the kids and yes, the lights, yes, but Tuffy is up there on the float.
And Tuffy's got a Santa hat. I love it.
I love it, and that is such a well-made Tuffy Tornado.
Oh, yeah, that is great. It is a co-ed organization. There is both boys and girls lacrosse. It's open to all in the Butler Area School District and other districts that don't yet have a lacrosse program. Their goal is to teach hard work, respect, and teamwork through the sport of lacrosse. Like I said, it's just a lot of fun to watch. It's been one of my favorite sports to watch, and it is a boys and girls sport. It's played a little bit differently for boys and girls, but the gist of it is the same. You can see the sticks with the nets on there. Yeah, just really cool all the way around.
And a note about Tuffy, one of my favorite things when I'm talking to people outside of the area, outside of Butler County, and they say, who's your mascot? You say, well, Tuffy Tornado. And they're like, I'm sorry, what? Did you say Tuffy Tornado? I'm like, yes. And it's a point of pride around here.
I know a couple.
Tuffy Tornado.
These are the coaches that are teaching the young kids how to play lacrosse. Maybe a little suspect on that, but Brody Allison, they're a bunch of good kids. Tom Finoli, I think Aiden Davis. By the way, keep an ear out for that kid. That kid is a phenomenal high school lacrosse player for the Butler Golden Tornadoes. So you'll hear that name in the future. He played football, he plays basketball, good athlete. But great to see those kids who are in their teens and 20s helping out the youngsters play some lacrosse.
Again, welcome to our 2022 Spirit of Christmas Parade. Our theme this year is a magical Christmas, and I know there's more magic coming up as we work our way through the parade. Over 60 entries this year. I mean, we've seen marching bands, walking groups, Tyler, dance troops, emergency services, yes. I'm looking at my list and I see fire. Oh, yes. It's coming up. Hold on. Just wait for it. You got fire coming up here in just a moment. So this actually is the Butler County Housing and Redevelopment Authority. They're not the ones bringing the fire. Just hang on for a second. Hang on.
This float is not on fire, folks.
Work with me on this. Hold on. The Butler County Housing and Redevelopment Authorities are presenting our next float. The Housing and Redevelopment Authority has been serving the county since 1965, providing affordable housing, counseling services, home rehabilitation, and blight mitigation, which has been a fantastic thing for this county, that they make sure that that is all taken care
Ed
of.
Malk, who runs it, does a fantastic job. And I love the giant ornaments on the float, Tracy.
Yes,
Big
very
fan of
pretty. And yes. I see now, okay, this is what I find fascinating. Is when you see this individual walking on stilts, first of all.
Yes.
In an entire parade, the outfit is gorgeous with these lights. This is where you get to see the fire.
See, and by the way, Main Street goes uphill. This,
True.
to do it on stilts, Main Street goes uphill.
What a point.
And up next, you mentioned It's the Fire, Tracy. This is Circus Days performers. They are the next up, and you can tell a little flame breather right there. They are a fully insured professional troupe of fire, LED, and circus performers. They offer hula hoopers, jugglers, stilt walkers, fire eaters and breathers, aerial artists, and more. They provide entertainment for parties, events throughout the county.
I always find it amazing at how even from this distance you can feel that heat on occasion, especially
Feels
when
good.
Yeah, it does. But you can feel it all the way up here. That is amazing. Now I'm not sure which one of us want to take this one. It's the Rock Station 97.7.
I'm not familiar with that.
Tyler, of course, in the morning with Jay. I do the midday shift there. And both Tyler and I work for all three of our family entities, but this one would be the Rock Station 97.7 FM.
Yeah, home to the best rock in Butler and West. Let's just call it America. Let's
just
say
do it.
Best rock in America.
Done.
We'll just go with that again. 97.7.
Rock and Hard Diner, the Rock Doctor, of course, Grassroots Show, and the annual Band Jam Grassroots Music Festival, and we of course love it. Jeep. Do we just say Jeep? Is that all we need to do?
I think we say Jeep, but then it's followed by the
Jeep.
Home Depot. That's what we want to see. We've got Christmas trees and candy canes. They're handing out candy, and the Home Depot Kids Workshop Kits to kids in the crowd. At Home Depot, you enter as friends and leave as family. Check out the incredible savings on all your holiday gift giving. Happy holidays from the Butler Home Depot family and to your family.
I think I have a couple of those buckets at home, as a matter of fact. Those Home Depot orange buckets. Amanda Shingleton at Berkshire Hathaway has decorated the moving van for the holidays. Oh, look at the tree. Well, when it comes into picture, the tree will be behind, as in you're moving it in or moving it out. So you're in the market for a new home or selling your current home, you can work with Amanda and use this particular moving van for free. You can call Berkshire Hathaway to get results that move you.
And coming up next is a bunch of youngsters from the Butler Area Midget Football League celebrating their 75th season this upcoming year. The league offers tackle and flag football, cheer, and dance to the youth of the community. My cousin Chloe's out there somewhere in the mix, as she's a cheerleader for them. But Butler Midget Football, I mean, if you've been around Butler, you know Butler Midget Football, and it's gone through multiple iterations. This is where it all starts, at that Midget Football League. So kudos to the kids coming off of another terrific season.
From the Center Township Athletic Association, their theme is Take Me Out to the Ball Game. CTAA offers baseball for ages 3 to 20, and if you would like more information, you can go to their website. That would be centertownshipaA.com. You can visit centertownshipaA.com.
They were my old rivals back in the day. Meridian and Center Township, those were some battles. So, no, good to see some
The
youth
life
baseball
of Tyler
players.
Friel
Exactly,
going through the parade tonight.
You're hearing stories of yesteryear. Now, this is one of the coolest new things that I've seen. They just came into the Butler area not that long ago, and you can see just the light show that's happening. It's a venue to you. Yeah, that's right. The event stage actually comes to you. Venue to you brings the stage to wherever you're at, with options that include retractable awnings, drum risers, professional lighting, and generators. They have everything you need. Mobile event stages are available by the hour, day, night, event, weekend, and beyond. Every event is customized to your needs. They bring the stage, you bring the show. That's all you need. Maybe that's what I should get for my ego. You know, I just get to sit there and there's a whole light show, you know, a disco ball, everything like that. That feels like the right way to do it.
That follows you wherever you go. Ninja Athletics. Now, the interesting thing is how they spell their name. Athletics end with an X. Now, this is a kids fitness group that helps kids bring out their inner ninja with fun and challenging movements and activities as well. Now, they welcome new ninjas at any time, so again, you can check them out online. Now, this would be at the flipfactory.com. So you're looking for Ninja Athletics with an X at the end, the flipfactory.com.
They're moving quick. They're like ninjas out there. You like that one?
Yeah, I did.
All right,
that was good. I'll give that to you. It took me a second, but yeah, that was good.
This next float that we have upcoming is a bunch of just, to me, crazy guys who got together to build a haunted house in their own backyard. It is a spooky Christmas from our friends at Erie Acres Farm, a haunted attraction located in Butler. It's actually right on Eagle Mill Road. They operate every Friday and Saturday in October. They're here tonight with a 1952 tow truck and a very spooky Christmas theme. Don't be frightened, Tracy.
I won't.
I was a little nervous there.
Yeah, especially what we're seeing on our side. Yes.
Ooh.
I don't know what the other side of the street is seeing, but wow.
Yes.
I think there's a Grinch and a couple of Santas that are a little spooky.
It is one of the coolest haunted. They just built it. They were two guys who just loved Halloween and haunted houses. So what did they decide to do? Build a haunted house in their backyard.
And it works. It works. It works so well. So the Butler Elks Lodge is up next with their float depicting, of course, the magic of Christmas. Now they have a live singer on board entertaining the crowd, of course, as they go along this parade route. And Elks is a national social organization dedicated to charity, justice, brotherly love, and fidelity. They are the biggest charitable contributor in the United States with the slogan, Elks Care, Elks Share.
I think is that Elroy the elk? Who I think is out there dancing around. Yeah, the Elks Lodge, located beside Father Marinero Park in the south side of Butler. Great place to host a venue, too. And yeah, we got a singer out there.
Dr. Seuss, I believe, is singing.
Yeah, he's singing that You're a Mean One, Mr. Grinch. Hopefully the Grinch that's up there doesn't. Look, we got the Grinch out in front of the Elks. Oh, no, there he is, too. He's on the backside of it. They're everywhere. Coming up next is the great Butler City Fire Department, a full-time 24/7 professional department with 20 full-time and 3 part-time highly trained firefighters under the leadership of Chief Chris Switala, and they just do an absolutely fantastic job. City Fire Department. Shout out to my guy, Tom Fair, family friend who is a city firefighter. Those guys have been very helpful to us at the radio station, and of course, if you're in the city of Butler, you know the great work that they do.
And of course, you see the banner with the Butler Radio Network once again. We'd like to thank McDonald's for being a part of our team this year as we continue our 2022 Spirit of Christmas Parade.
I could go for like a hot coffee right now from McDonald's.
Oh, see, I'm all about the eggs. But you know what? I could do the double cheeseburger meal deal. You know, I can order it if I can sit here and talk about it.
The fact that you rambled it off that quick.
With a root beer.
Exactly. That goes to show that this is not your first rodeo with McDonald's.
Thank you, McDonald's. And of course, here they are. Yay! I know when Kayla and I were doing the show, we would always reminisce a little bit about how we both were in the Butler High School Marching Band, the Golden Tornado Marching Band. And here they are once again. Travelers, oh my goodness, they're travelers. At this Macy's Day Parade, I'll have to say I showed my kids what it was like for them to go to the Macy's Parade, and they have traveled there and all around the Rose Bowl, the Fiesta Bowl, Disney's Holiday Parade. I think they were just recently in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, the Kentucky Derby Parade. So here they are once again, the pride of Butler County. And of course, the Butler City.
Absolutely.
Yes, although we love all of our area bands, but here is the Butler High School Marching Band.
Yeah, under the direction of Jeff Croner. He does a great job with the Golden Tornado Marching Band. I would tell you what, I went to, and we got the fight song going on right now. I went to a number of football games this year, away games. The Butler Golden Tornado Marching Band would perform, and everybody would just turn. Their attention would be like, whoa, who's this? It just speaks to what they do, and a little joy to the world right now.
And I believe if you look at the drums, if you hear the beat and look at the beat, I think their drums, those bass drums, light up when they hit them. And snares.
Gosh, they're just so good. We got our drum majors out in front here. Some of the sequinettes leading the charge as well. So they do an absolutely terrific job.
Still a very large band. It's been great to see the combination of the different grades as we've gone throughout the years. And now they just a huge band.
Sequinettes behind on the flags. It's a very impressive feat.
Just the best memories, I will have to say. And again, it doesn't matter what marching band you're in, no matter what part of this county. For me, the best friends, the best memories, you got to travel. There's something unique about performance, and again, that seems to still be my life in a performance-based industry.
Yeah.
But there's just something about a parade that you're in and that you're a part of. You make that magic happen for people.
And it's a legacy thing. Like, you're talking about how you and Kayla were in the band, performed as part of the band. It is a generational thing. There's so much tradition that is the Butler Golden Tornado Marching Band. It spans from grandparents to parents to kids to grandkids. People who are familiar with the Butler Golden Tornado Marching Band want to be a part of the Golden Tornado Marching Band.
Are they a whole block long or a block and a half?
I think it's a block and a half.
I think it's a block and a half.
Like I said, Tracy, I would go to these games and you would see just the faces of fans go, whoa, who's this?
There they are.
Just the size of it, the performance level, fantastic.
And funny enough, that same look when the next guy comes.
Who is this?
Who is this? Ladies and gentlemen, he is finally here with Shaner Automotive. Thank you so much for them being a great partner as well. Here he comes. It's the guy we've all been waiting for. It's Santa Claus. Santa is making his way through the parade with the help of our good friends at Shaner Automotive. The Shaner team helps Santa's sleigh stay in tip-top condition for his long journey around the world on Christmas Eve. Santa's arrival signals the official start of the Christmas season right here in Butler. Merry Christmas.
I tell you what, Santa's very jovial today. You can tell. I know he's a North Pole guy, but this is like a balmy Florida day for Santa. He's just loving every minute of this.
That's true.
And so, no, great to see him. Shout out to Shaner Automotive. They have supported Santa. Like you said, they keep his sleigh running. They're important because in about a month, Santa's got to be coming down the chimney, so we got to make sure that that sleigh is operating on all cylinders.
And they do a fantastic job. And we just want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and CB Rangers as well as they're coming up. They do so much for this area, not only the CB Rangers, but Westminster Church for tonight for their great hospitality. Their team led by Harry Glenn and Ross Morgan, the City Police, Mayor Bob Dandoy, the Butler City Fire Department, Fred Vero Photography. He's done a fantastic job year after year. Armstrong, of course, for the television coverage.
Yeah, big shout out Matt Lutz, who does all the photography for it. He makes us sound good.
I know,
makes us
he
look
does.
good and sound good,
He
you
does.
know?
And of course, one more time with our fantastic sponsors here with Jay Lansing, Hills Esquire, the law office of Dylan McCandless, King Coulter and Graham. You have Shaner Automotive, as we just mentioned, McDonald's Restaurant, as we just talked about, and of course, Peoples, an essential utilities company. Tyler, it was a pleasure having you on board this year. Thank you so much.
Tracy, so much. This was fantastic. I mean, it went by in a breeze. This thing flies by.
It does.
Just, I tell you what,
It
it's great.
does.
No, happy holidays, Merry Christmas to everyone. We thank you so much for stopping downtown. We'll do it again next year. How about we do that, okay?
Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas to all of you. Have a great holiday. Thanks for joining us.